All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We are at day number, where are we at, Fred? Day number nine. Day number 9. Thanks for joining us again. So today, my special guest, the man with the beard, the man with the hat. You may not recognize him without his hat on today. Fred Becker is here. Fred, welcome, my friend. Thanks for joining. Thanks for chiming in a little bit. So today, I'm anxious to hear kind of what your thoughts were, as you read through this devotion, read through some of the scripture. There's so many things, but I want to hear what do you think? What does this tell us about God? What do we learn about each other in this whole thing? So today, the whole idea of preparation, how preparation can reduce worry. I'm curious about this because we don't really think about this very much, do we? About what it is that we have to do in the whole, like, hearing from God. So what's kind of your takeaway from some of this? How'd this strike you?
Well, we were reading the passage about the 10 virgins that were supposed to go to a big wedding party, and 5 of them were ready and 5 weren't. And the ones who weren't ready said, "Hey, you guys are ready. Give us the stuff so we can both be ready." And they said, "No, there isn't enough for both of us.
Enough, yeah.
I got ready. You have to get ready for yourself." And I think that's so important that I think a lot of people actually rely on people like you, Dave, to get them ready. They rely on, I'm going to have a tough week. I better listen to Dave on Sunday. Yeah. It's a good idea to listen to Dave on Sunday. I'm not saying that. But if you're relying on Dave to get you ready, you're not listening to Dave.
Wow.
He wants you to get ready for you every day of the week. Yeah. Your relationship with God, my relationship with God. And these precious women did not understand that preparedness comes from intimacy. In fact, they were doing it backwards. I'll go to the party, then I'll be ready.
Then I'll be ready. Wow, isn't that true? I mean, isn't that what we usually say? We think, "Hey, God, show me what I need to do, and then I'll take the steps." And sometimes He says, "No, take the step, and then I'll show you what to do." Right?
You're right. I saw something on the internet, and actually it was profound. I need to get out more, apparently, because it was so good. But it was Joseph. It was a picture of Joseph in his cell. And it said Joseph was faithful in everywhere he did and every place he found himself. He did not know that he was going to end up to be the Pharaoh's right-hand man. He did not know that. Now, he did have the promise of those dreams, but he didn't know if those were ever going to be fulfilled.
Okay.
He just was faithful where he was. Yeah. He was prepared.
Yeah. So what is this thing? So there's kind of in reverse. We think, so we obviously have a job to do to prepare, right? I mean, that's kind of the takeaway from this. So what does this say about us? Well, we need to do the work. We need to prepare. What do you think this says about God? What is this passage? What does these verses kind of teach us about God?
Well, first of all, there's going to be a party. He wants us to come.
Love the party.
He wants us to be there. And He has done everything that needs to be done. I think this talks about salvation. Now, keep in mind, Jesus is trying to teach people about salvation before He's really taught them about salvation. Yeah. So it's a little bit blurry, but this is clearly a picture of people. To be prepared, you need to accept what Jesus did for you. I think of Ephesians, preparing for warfare. You need the helmet of salvation. Yeah. What does that mean? Well, don't get into warfare if you're not saved. You've got to be saved. You have to know God. Yeah. And that's what it says about God, and that's what it says about you. Yeah,
because I was thinking on that idea of, like, God doesn't, I think this is a great lesson that God isn't just going to give us. He doesn't just give it. Like, he absolutely can. He's going to deliver, but He doesn't just deliver. He says, He expects that we're going to play a part. I think that's the whole deal. It's like, yeah, I can save you. Yeah, I can do what you need to do, but there is a part that you need to do. You need to meet me. You need to step onto the bridge. You need to come toward me. You need to prepare. So, because He's not like a cosmic candy machine that we just say, "Hey, God, we need this," and He's like, "Ching." Like,
funny story. I took my daughter to a Cubs game, and it didn't work. They won, and so we didn't really have the Cub experience. So we had to do it again because you wanted the true Cub experience. This is back before they were good. And everything worked out fine. It was beautiful. I had great tickets. We found $5 on the ground walking to the Cub game, for crying out loud. Wow. And we got down, we sat down in our seats right behind home plate, 11 rows back. You see, can you picture this?
Yeah, yeah.
And right when we're sitting down, there's a foul ball, and it comes flying over the screen, and it's coming right to me, and I have to stand on the stairs. I had to jump in the alleyway and stand on the steps, and it was coming behind me like this. Dave, you don't know me. If there's one thing I can do, it's catch. I can catch anything, anything. And I never got my hands on it. I never blamed God for that. I thought God was teaching me a lesson. He said, Fred, I can set the table for you. I had that situation set for you, but I have trained you how to catch, and I left it up to you to go ahead and do it. And I didn't do it. And I don't know. I'm not talking about works at all. I'm not talking about justification by works. I'm saying if you have an opportunity, go ahead and do it, and do what God has trained you to do.
Awesome.
But I never got another chance to catch a foul ball.
I never got another one. Yeah.
No. Well, I did it in my dreams a couple nights ago.
All right. Well, that's good. We'll go with that one. Go with that. At least you got a good mental image of that, or what it's supposed to look like. So that's a great takeaway, I think, for us is, listen, God can set us up. He can prepare us for, he can create the right situation, but at some point we have to take action. At some point we have to do what we can do.
What are we praying about? We talk about praying about things. What do you pray about? I pray for my nation. I pray a lot for my nation. You know what else I do? I'm working my neighborhood for the candidate that I want.
Okay.
Now, are we going to talk about politics here? Sure, I'll tell you who to vote for. No, that's not what this is about. But the point is, yes, I'm praying for my nation, and God gives us the right to vote. Many nations and in many ages of the past, people haven't had a right to legitimately participate in who their rulers are. You've got a chance to do that. You better take it. It's your responsibility.
But you got to go do it. You got to go do it.
I pray for my family. I pray for my family so much. But I also know that I need to be prepared if they call, that I respond and I invite them over sometimes. I don't just sit there and go, well, I thought it sure would be good if the girls, brought me over a steak dinner. I offer to make them steak, and sometimes they want to come over, Is that manipulative? I don't think so. I think that's being ready. How am I doing?
Good. I love it. That's a great one. So everybody, thank you for joining us for day 9. Something else to think about. What are you doing to prepare for the answers that God has for you? What is it that God's laying the table? He's setting the environment, but he needs you to take action. He needs you to do your part. And so maybe that's just the question today. God, what is it that you want me to do? What's the next step for me? What's the action that I need to take to step into the promise that you have for me? So thanks for joining us.
You want God's power? Great. Get close to him.
Get close to him. There you go. There's our mic drop for the day. See you tomorrow for day 10. We've got a special guest again for tomorrow, day 10. So don't forget to join us here. So thanks, everybody.